If you're planning to rent a car in Italy, here are some like critical things you really need to know if you've never done it before. Number one, get your international driver's permit. Legally, you're required to have it. Do not listen to people on the internet that tell you you don't need it because they got away without it. Please, if you hear me say ZTL and you don't know what that means, you need to go look it up. Like, not stat, you don't have to do it right now, but you need to know before you go to Italy. It stands for Zona Traffico Limitato. It's a limited traffic zone, and you can get major fines if you enter these zones and they're in small towns, they're in big cities, they're pretty much everywhere in historic centers. If you need an automatic, if you cannot drive a manual, you need to rent your car at like one of the airport car rentals or one of the very large car rentals in the city, okay? Not a small town car rental. If they don't have an automatic return to them by the time you come to check in, you're not getting one. It's going to be a manual or nothing. On that note, I do recommend that people rent their cars from outside the main city center. So I think it's worthwhile especially if you have never driven in Europe before, or in another country, go to the airport where it's going to be easier for you to exit the car rental and get going where you want to go. I highly recommend you pay for the full coverage car insurance. I will not rent a car in Italy without that full coverage because things happen. Make sure you know what kind of gas your car rental needs, or diesel, whatever it is. And also keep in mind that fuel costs are way higher in Italy. So you see the price and it's like, $4.77, but that's per liter, not per gallon. So it's a lot more expensive. Get the smallest possible car you think is doable for your trip. Just trust me on that one. Parking wise, trust me. Road wise, trust me. Technically, I am advising you to obey the speed limit in Italy. However, you will notice that Italians do not, and they do not by a big margin. They will go way faster than you think would ever be appropriate in the United States to even like risk it. But that's because Italians know where the speed cameras are, which ones function, which ones have cameras. They know, and they know, they're local. They know. You don't know. So my recommendation is don't speed too much. On this little note, keep in mind that Italy has a lower tolerance for how much alcohol can be in your system. And drive, I think it's 0.05 or something like that, but it's quite low. Of course, my recommendation would be if you plan to drink, make sure you're not driving. I would recommend familiarizing yourself with the road signs. They're like there's really nothing in English, but they're very pictorial. So as long as you kind of know what certain things mean, it can be a little different than the US. On that note, keep in mind that there's not really so much road signs. Like if you're driving from Rome to Florence, you're just going to be following signs to Florence. You're not following signs that are like interstate, like the A1 highway. You're technically on it, and your Google Maps or your Waze app will tell you that, but the signs you're following don't really say that always. Personally, I'd recommend using the Waze app over Google Maps. I found that to be more reliable. So when you are putting in your destination into Waze or Google Maps, do not put in just like if you're going to a town, for example. Like let's say you're in the Tuscan countryside and you're going to Siena for the day. Don't put in Siena. Put in the parking garage that you want to ideally park at in Siena, and then have some backups for that because sometimes they're full. If you can get there early in the morning, that helps. But and make sure too your parking spot is not like the garage or the lot is not in a ZTL zone, so that you're not, or that you know where that is, so you don't accidentally turn into the ZTL in the event you get lost a few blocks or something like that, or make a wrong turn. You don't want that to happen. Okay, I'll call it there, but hopefully those tips are a little bit helpful. I just spent 3 weeks in Tuscany this fall driving around on my own, so some of those things are pretty fresh for me, but I hope they help. We'll see you guys next time. If you're on here like going, Jenna, where's the 12th driving tip? You said 12. It means you watched to the end. Thank you so much. And also too, I'm guessing a lot of you that are watching this probably going to Tuscany, so let me drop a little Tuscan Easter egg. First of all, I adore Valdorcia, so get yourself down to Montalcino, Pienza, Montepulciano, that area. And also in Pienza, there is this charming little restaurant called La Pecora Nera, which stands for Black Sheep, La Pecora Nera. And this older couple runs it, and they are super sweet. They have like 5 tables in their restaurant, and they serve just really traditional. It's great. It's so sweet, so much fun. That's my recommendation for you if you're going that way.